Oh, you went to Worlds, huh? What, you think you're better than me? Huh? Just 'cause you can afford a expensive flight and go to the best event in Pokemon, you're better than me? Oh. Got a bunch of Yokohama Pikachu decks, huh? Oh, that's interesting. What you selling it for, huh? $50 bajillion each? Oh, I'll take your entire supply. Are you selling a Yokohama Pikachu deck? Oh no, cringe! Oh no, le cringe! Oh no, cringe! I love that meme. Oh no, le cringe! That's cringe. Let's get into it. Hey guys, Slade, grade level collectibles, driven by passion, motivated by nostalgia, to sell, trade, and educate people on the world of collectibles. Hey, again, welcome back to another video. I like these little short, kind of 15-ish minute videos. I can talk to a lot about more subjects, and the retention is a little bit higher because, you know, people will stomach a 15-minute video rather than a 30-minute video, and I'm totally down for that. It's a little bit more streamlined. I like it, and it brings more discussion to this instead of me just complaining about prices or how people are doing things wrong for 30 minutes. So, because I know everything, obviously. but anyway, so today's topic is why MSRP still matters. It still matters in this day and age where nobody even scoffs at MSRP. Everyone scoffs at MSRP. Where like, oh yeah, sure, you know, yeah, of course, Evolving Skies booster packs were, you know, $3.25 MSRP, but are people really paying $3.25 for MSRP? Obviously, no. Obviously, no. This is a new day and age where the demand is way over surpassed supply. And whenever you have a demand that's higher than supply, the price is always going to be higher. So why even talk about the manufacturer's suggested retail price, or MSRP, nowadays, when that is just such a figment of everyone's imagination in today's climate, in today's Pokemon scene? Well, it matters on multiple different areas. And the first, why it matters, is about pressure. There are two types of pressures with in relation to price. With price data and prices and demand associating. It's upward pressure and downward pressure of certain prices. What that means is that when there's a correction or when there is a boost of interest or lack thereof, there is, well, let me just go back to when there's a boost of interest. Let's talk about May to June. When there was an increased interest in Japanese cards and Japanese prices were steadily going up, there was a rapid increase of upward pressure on all Japanese cards. That's why when there is an increase in interest and increased in demand, high tides rise all boats. Or high tides, I'm saying that wrong. High tides lift all boats. That's why that's a thing, because everyone has seen the uptick in Japanese cards specifically, and not just this card, but the entire market as a whole, because there's more people being pushed into or moving into the Japanese scene, Japanese market, where it just had an upward pressure of the prices to rise and rise and rise. And then when there was an oversaturation or people's lost interest, a either oversupply and not enough demand, there was now a downward pressure of these card prices now that had been inflated to a certain amount of price, and now there was downward pressure of it moving downward. So everybody's like, oh, I gotta, cash out, or, I spent over leveraged myself, gotta cash out here, there. You see this a lot in stocks, and you see this a lot in, as relation to demand and supply to certain goods. That's why with certain items at the Pokemon Center, like this previous one, which I missed out on because, I don't know, I wanted to put money toward other things, but this amazing playmat, which is the Great Wave, that had a bunch of Pokemon on it and wonderful artwork and everything. Pokemon Center in Japan sold out of these instantly, and the American side, it was still up for grabs, and the MSRP was $24. Now everybody rushed to get this playmat, and within a day it was sold out. And if you want to pick it up now, you're looking at, I've seen prices, crazy prices of like $200 on eBay. When that item was taken off of the Pokemon Center, there was upward pressure of like, hey, where's the least amount I can pay for it? And it's going to be on eBay in the secondary market, and it's already jumped up this much. And nobody wanted to sell it at $24. Nobody wanted to sell it $50, $100. So there was upward pressure all the way up to around, $200. I haven't checked in a little bit, but that's kind of explanation of upward pressure. And then downward pressure if Pokemon Center like, hey, we found 15 bajillion of these in our warehouse, put them on the Pokemon Center for $24. Now as it gets buying, more people oversaturated, then there is downward pressure into lowering it close to or at $24. That's why you see these crazy sales at GameStop or certain like Walmart, or not necessarily Walmart, but GameStop, Best Buy, where they're just trying to offload their sets, Sword and Shield sets, their just getting a reprint. Crown Zenith is coming out with a reprint, so businesses are trying to push their Crown Zenith out the door, and now there's this downward pressure where the prices are lowering. So tying all that in, why does this relate to the Yokohama Pikachu deck? Why does it relate to the Yokohama Pikachu deck? Is because right now we're seeing a influx of all these Yokohama Pikachu decks on the market. And it's very important to look at, okay, what are the floor prices? What is the realistic floor price of this item? And what I mean by floor price, what is the ultimate, price this will sell at? Like what's a price that nobody will sell at, pretty much? And I put it into 3 categories. Technically 2 categories, but 3 categories. So we have the Japanese buyers that bought it at the Pokemon Center at MSRP. We have the lottery winners that bought it at the Pokemon Center online, but this is more international, at MSRP. And then you have the world's attenders who went to the Pokemon Center, bought all these up at MSRP. And if you look at each one, the prices are a little bit different for each. So first you have the Japanese sellers, where they're bottom of the barrel price, $25 for what they paid, on top of shipping to the United States, which is around $20. So we're looking at $45. And then eBay fees are going to be around 15%-ish. So we could just round up to around $60, $65 of what they are comfortable, like just break even. If again, Pokemon found it in a warehouse somewhere and they're just had to fire sell all of them, what is the bottom of the barrel price without losing money that Japanese sellers will sell at? And I believe it's going to be $60, $65. Now that doesn't mean it's going to be true, but it means what the floor price is. Now with the lottery winners, what are their floor price is? So they bought it from the Pokemon Center online. They had to ship it to the United States or wherever they are, and then they have to sell it on eBay. It's kind of close to the Japanese lottery winners and in-store purchasers. So I'm gonna round up maybe $70. So then you have the third category, people who went to Worlds and bought it at Worlds. You're not just looking at, okay, they paid MSRP and they didn't have to ship it, so they had to, go back to their wherever they came from. So I kind of factored in, okay, what is the price of a ticket from America to Worlds, to Japan, and that around average is around $1,000, $1,000 round trip. And then, $25 in store, as well as shipping and fees with eBay. How I kind of decipher, okay, that doesn't mean the floor price is $1,025 or $1,040. I would say the average amount of people the average person that bought them at Worlds bought around 5 of them. The more people I talk to, the more people tell me that, like, oh, I bought 5, oh, I bought 4, oh, I bought 20, oh, I bought 10. It averages around maybe 5-ish, 5, 6-ish. So taking $1,000 divided by 5, and then adding all the other calculations, you come to a grand total of around, and this is in between because people could have bought way more of these, and their margins or their cost basis divided by all these are very, very small. It can be in between $70 and $200, and I think that's not what factored into this original price of $300 and almost $400 when this deck was first released, because nobody, you know, went to Worlds or whatever. It pretty much, people were just throwing out numbers to see what stuck and see who bought it, who was the, you know, who was the first person to buy it, or they bought it themselves. I don't know. Then $400 stuck. And then it, you know, well, it kept going up. It was like, you know, 150, 200, 220, 300, 350, $400. Kept going up, and then it kind of stayed. Everyone was like, okay, I'm not paying more than $400 on this deck. So the cost basis, the American buyers that went to Worlds, around $70 to $200 in my mind. Now, does that mean that at $200 it's not going to move at all? Definitely not, because you have the added Japanese floor being a lot smaller, around $70. So why do these floors matter? These floors matter because they add downward pressure. Right now you have abundance. We don't know how many of them are there, how many they printed. We just know there's a lot of them out there. We don't know, you know, every single person bought like 5, 10, I've seen, I posted a picture the other day of in my community tab of showing at least like 50 of them. Just random guy on Facebook just had 50 of them just like selling, like, okay, you know, I'm selling for this price. And we just don't know truly how many of them there are out there, but we can see how many of them are listed for sale on eBay and what they are selling at. So with the downward pressure, we have an overabundance of these. Not a lot of people are buying them at the price they are right now, which the price is around $200 to $260 they're selling for right now. The sealed decks, what they are selling for. And in the coming weeks and months, we'll see where this finally will settle down. So with MSRP and floor prices and how this relates, again, there's downward pressure. If you bought at $300, $400, you have a higher risk of the prices moving a lot down, rather than if this deck came out and it was $200, $150, then that downward pressure wouldn't exist that much. It would be around, you know, no one's going to choose to lose money. Only if someone's in dire situation, they're going to choose to lose money, especially here in collectibles. In collectibles, you know, this isn't our main job, main hobby, or main source of income. You have another source of income, so you can hold these just like Rudy, hold them in your bathroom for years or whatever. I would say a fair bit of us can do that. I know there is a portion of us that live paycheck paycheck and spend all their money in Pokemon and need to sell. And those people, yes, they will sell their stuff at whatever price they can get. But for the majority of people, they can put it in their closet, they can sit on it. So again, with floor price and with MSRP, there is a greater risk. At the end of the day, this whole video is about risk, how to minimize your risk. And viewing floor price and viewing MSRP, that is how you can weigh, okay, do I want to really go into these at $300 each at the supply there are at right now, $200 to $260, $300? Do I want to go in on that, or do I want to wait off and hold off on this type of stuff? And I've been, I mean, you know my opinion. I've been preaching on, like, hold on, wait. There's people that are just gonna flip. They're in the flip game. They're Blazekins 420s. They're just gonna flip whatever they can, get it for, and just get out the door. Because again, their floor price is incredibly low. They can 4x their money. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Boom, sell it. So again, as we see these coming weeks, we'll see truly where these settle. My opinion on the matter, once they hit below $250, I am going to consider buying a couple. I think at the ultimate saturation of this product, if there's truly, they're doing multiple different lotteries. I know they're doing one in September that I signed up for. Hopefully I get it at good old $25. I truly think that this will settle the okay, this is my predictions. The PSA 10 price, from my experience and everything, it'll settle at $300. The raw sealed price will settle at $150. PSA 9, probably $200. That's what my prediction is on this card. This card is phenomenal, full art. has all the, festive vibes, everything. I think it's a fantastic card. I think that's where it will lie. That's the ultimate saturation. I've kind of seen trends of like when prices come out and they're like at this price and they're selling at this price sealed, wait a couple months and the PSA 10 version of that is at that price. It's very interesting. I don't know why that's the trend, but it just is. People get that number in their head, and they're like, okay, this seems like a good deal because 4 months ago I could buy it sealed for this price, so this is a good deal. So maybe some type of psychology with that, but anyway, that's why MSRP and downward pressure really matters, and do not FOMO. Please do not FOMO, especially with these types of releases when there is mass-produced items like this. I wouldn't say the same thing with trophy cards. I wouldn't say the same things with very, very limited releases. But these, there are plenty to go around. And no sane person, except probably for Dizzle, is going to keep 50, 100 of one card. These people are going to move them, and they're going to move them whenever they can. So that's the video. That's my thoughts and feelings about MSRP and downward pressure and why it still matters today. Please give me your feedback and what you think about the manner down in the comments. I started this whole conversation on E4. If you're not on Elite Forum, I suggest you just go maybe be a snooper, see what's going on E4 and everything. Great discussions, great people. One of the very highlights of being in the Pokemon community, 100%. Anyway, I'll leave you guys with that and catch you guys in the next one. See ya.